Hi, it's Mrs. Clark. We're going to be doing two examples of how to write equations given 2 points. So it says here, write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line through the given points. So slope-intercept form, remember, is y equals mx plus b. Go ahead and annotate your paper with me. We're using the RRA, read, reread, and annotate method. The equation is going to be our y equals mx plus b. And we're going to write the equation of the line through the given points. So points I know are in the XY format. So I'm going to put that above the word points. So I've got 2 points here. We just took notes in our ISN using this little flip book. So we're going to be using these steps at the bottom here, and we're going to be doing these 2 examples. So step 1, use the slope formula to calculate slope. So I'm going to calculate my m. First I'm going to label my points. x1, y1, x2, y2, because my slope formula uses that notation. So first thing for the slope formula is, if I want slope formula, I'm going to write it down here so I don't mess it up. So m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to use that here. y2 is negative 2 minus y1, which is 5. And then I have x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is 2. So I'm going to simplify that. Negative 2 minus 5 is going to be negative 7. I can type that into my calculator. 3 minus 2. I can go ahead and simplify negative 7 over 1 to a whole number of just negative 7. So that's going to be my slope, negative 7. Next step, pick one point to use. I usually just use the first one, or if there's one that has positive numbers, I use that one. I'm going to stick with 2, 5 for right now. And I got to substitute that into my slope-intercept form. So I start with y equals mx plus b, but I'm going to put my y value in from my point. So my y1, 5, is going to go here, where y is. 5 equals. My slope I just calculated is negative 7. That's going to go where my m is. When I get to x, I'm going to put a parenthesis. I'm going to fill in 2 because 2 came from my point up here. And then plus b. I already found my slope. Now I need to find b, so that's why I'm setting this up this way. So first thing I do is multiply these together. So 5 equals negative 7 times 2, which is negative 14, plus b. I want to solve for b, so I need to get rid of negative 14. The opposite of that is adding 14, so it's my inverse operation. To add 14 to cancel that out, I'm going to add 14 on the 5 side as well. So I'll get 19 equals, those cancel out and become 0, b. So my y-intercept is 19. I'm going to then take my y-intercept and my slope that I got here and fill them into the y equals mx plus b equation. So I'm going to have y equals my slope, which is negative 7, x, plus my b, which is 19. So y equals negative 7x plus 19. Please make sure you have an x and a y, and you remember the negative and the equal sign. And that's it. Let's go on to example 2. Same thing. I'm going to start by calculating my slope. Here's the formula I wrote down for calculating slope. So I'm going to label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2. And I'm going to start my slope formula. Start with a y2. Negative 3 minus y1, which is negative 2. I got to be careful of the double negatives here to make sure I write them both clearly so I don't mess up. Then on the bottom, I have x2, which is negative 3 also, minus x1. So minus x1 is a negative, so again I need a double negative here, minus negative 4. Now I'm going to simplify them. Negative 3 minus negative 2 is going to be the same as negative 3 plus 2. I can also just type that into my calculator. Negative 3 minus negative 4 is going to be the same as negative 3 plus 4. So if I simplify the top further, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. And the denominator, negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. Negative 1 divided by positive 1 is going to equal negative 1. Negative divided by a positive is a negative. And 1 divided by 1 is 1. So that's my slope. Now I'm going to use my slope to find my y-intercept. So I'm going to start with y equals mx plus b. I'm going to substitute one of my points. So I'm going to I'll just pick the first point again. It doesn't matter which point I pick, I'll get the same equation. And I'm going to substitute in my y. So negative 2 is going to go in where y is. Negative 2 equals M is my slope. I just figured that out. It's -1. X is -4, so I'm going to put that in parentheses. So remember to multiply. N plus B. So we're trying to solve for B. So first thing I'm going to do is copy down -2 equals. Then I'm going to multiply these two together. Negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times 4 is 4. So 4 plus B. I want to solve for B, so I need to get rid of this 4. It's a positive 4, so I need a -4. I need to cancel them out. I need to do it on both sides to keep my equation balanced. -2 minus 4 into the calculator. I get -6 equals. These cancel out because they're 0. B. So there's my B value. Now all I need to do is take my M and my B and put them into y equals mx plus b form. Our directions were asking for slope-intercept form, and that is this form. So y is going to stay y. I'm going to substitute my M of -1. X is going to stay x, and my B is going to go in here, which I just got, of -6. So -6. So I should always have a y, an equal sign, and an x. It's the m and the b that I'm substituting in for my final answer. Now I can rewrite this a little bit cleaner, and I could say y equals -x minus 6. I don't need to write the 1 if it's in front of the x. And there's our answer. So 2 answers, both in y equals mx plus b form, both simplified as far as possible. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to watch again and rewind and ask any questions that you need if something doesn't make sense.